Recording in progress.
Okay, Mayor. Ready?
All right, I'm going to call to order the Monday, December 15th Mayor and Council meeting. It is 7:31. If we could, Madam Clerk, if you could please do the roll call.
Mayor Rusk, Deputy Mayor Sheffield, Councilor Piazza, Councilor Amboise, Councilor Norris, and Councilor Johns present.
Thank you. And if we could do a salute to the flag, please.
This evening, we have all of our council.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We're going to start with recognitions, awards, and memorials. I have one for, it is from the state of Connecticut by His Excellence Ned Lamont, Governor, an official statement. Whereas Computer Science Education Week highlights the role of computer science in innovation and opportunity, and whereas computing shapes culture and how people interact, and whereas AI literacy, technology, knowledge, durable skills, and future-ready attitudes prepare learners to create, manage, and evaluate AI responsibility, and whereas the hour of AI demystifies the field for all ages, and whereas it be resolved that the state of Connecticut supports Computer Science Education Week, December 8th through the 15th, 2025, honoring the birthday of Grace Hooper, encouraging participation in Hour of AI, urging stakeholders to expand professionalism, development for teachers, and exposing students to computer science and AI literacy, and promoting broad, equitable access to high-quality CS and AI learning in every school and community nationwide. And therefore, I, Ned Lamont, Governor of the State of Connecticut, hereby declare December 8th through the 15th of 2025 as Computer Science Education Week in the State of Connecticut, signed Ned Lamont, Governor. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. Also, I want to recognize the Police Department. Chief Burton.
This is on, right, Danny? Okay. Thank you, Mayor and Council. It seems like a long time ago that I did a presentation for Council regarding the potential purchase and utilization of a police canine. As you can see, I'm going to take this out. As you can see for tonight, this is our police canine. This is Canine Ewing. I wanted to bring him in to show him to Council. He's a very sociable, he's very playful, but he's a very sociable animal and partner. Officer Ogrodowicz is his handler. Bill has completed 12 weeks of certification and training with this with his partner, and he's certified in areas such as tracking, article searching, narcotics, and patrol work. And that's what we intend to utilize him for. He is the city's first canine, and the reason why we applied for or asked the council to consider him was with the number of canine requests that we had last year, which, if you remember, is in excess of 100, and we thought there was a use for him within the city. This was made possible by the Stanton Foundation. As a reminder, they paid for the dog, they paid for Bill's training, they paid for supplies, they paid for housing for the dog. So we could not have done it without him, without them rather. And we're very happy to have Canine Ewing here. I would like you to he's very playful. You can pet him. We did pick a very sociable animal for that purpose, just so we could bring him out and do some community presentations and show the residents what this animal is capable of. So, Bill, you want to talk a little bit about him?
Yeah. So this is Ewing. He is a Dutch Shepherd.
Can you please be on the microphone?
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is Canine Ewing, like the chief said. He is a Dutch Shepherd. He's about 14 or 15 months old. Although he has completed his training, he's still very young, and he's there's nothing but upside for him. He's great in all things that we want him to be great in. He's extremely well in narcotics. He does extremely well in tracking. We're still working on his obedience. But as you can see in the hallway, you know, he loves to be petted. He's a great social dog. I have him around my girlfriend Eilena and my son Gavin, and no problems at home. I generally don't have him on a leash, but this is a big crowd, so I just have him on a leash. But if I took him off, he would just run up to you and want to be petted. He'd lay on the floor. But generally, when I put the leash on him and I tell him that it's time to go to work, you can see a change in his behavior. He's pulling towards whatever we're going to do. Still a lot of training to do with him, and we've already actually put him to use. We found some narcotics on the road already. His first night, he found some. So he's wanting to go to work just as well as I am. So. Yep.
So if council, if you can either walk him around and you guys can pet him, or you can come up.
New best friend. Today's not the day to be on Zoom. You're missing the dog.
We'll drop him off in your office from time to time.
Anytime, please do.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, and thank you so much, Officer Grodowitz, for doing this training and taking the time, because I know it's a lot of work with him. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you. As much as we want to play with the dog all night. We're going to move on to receipts of citizen petitions and comments. Receipt of citizen petitions is the portion of council meeting where council welcomes comments from citizens. To address the council, please sign up on the sheet on the table in front of the meeting room. When you are recognized, please approach the podium. Clearly state your name and address. Each presentation should be limited to 5 minutes or less, and the citizen should, if possible, submit emailed or written comments. Presentations should be related to matters pertinent to the City of Groton. City councilors will only ask questions in order to clarify the speaker's presentation and can respond during response of citizens' petitions portion of the meeting. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone?
We do. Mr. Neiman first.
Before my actual presentation, I'd also like to add to your memorials the passing of former Public Works Director Tim Umris a few weeks ago. At the last council meeting, Brian Neiman, 76 Allen Street. At the last council meeting, I spoke concerning staffing levels at the city fire department, speaking as a lifetime resident who grew up in a volunteer firefighter home. I would like to now address this topic from the perspective of a former city employee who has been on the downstream side of 20+ budget cycles. At the time I was hired at the city highway department, staffing levels were adequate to meet the needs of both sanitation and road work. There were enough laborers that we were able to rotate personnel off sanitation so as to learn the skills of working asphalt and concrete. Over time, as budget disputes arose with the town and as employees retired, transferred, or died, it was deemed necessary, in some cases, not to replace these employees, sometimes for months or even years. Since the workload did not decrease, this added to the physical wear and tear on the remaining employees. At various times, it became necessary to fill sanitation laborer positions with light equipment operators or maintenance mechanics, adding to the expense of sanitation and making road work more difficult. In regards to the fire department, the same staffing insufficiencies lead to a similar workload redistribution, only in this case, it could lead to a life or death scenario, either for a firefighter or a resident. We all saw how well the mutual aid system worked during the Groton Towers fire. What happens if a similar situation arises during a natural disaster, such as a hurricane or blizzard, where municipalities are forced to look to their own priorities? We have all experienced the aggravation of traveling the Gold Star Bridge during the ongoing construction. This is only going to get worse over the next 3 years, and we all know the traffic accidents will only increase as drivers fail to make allowances for the conditions. These increased calls will be on top of what first responders handle now. Every election cycle and throughout the year, we continually hear about growth and economic development. We have heard about the potential for Thames Street, Bridge Street, and Five Corners, as well as the potential reuse of school properties. When you decide to remodel your house, unless you've won the lottery or inherited a fortune, you take a project at a time, along with reviewing your homeowner's policy to ensure you have adequate coverage for the upgrades. When it comes to adequate coverage with personnel, do we plan for the future or do we scramble after the fact, competing with other municipalities for the same resources? This is about a bigger picture involving many aspects and moving parts that can't be adequately summed up by a line item on a spreadsheet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Boucher?
Mike Boucher, 16 Hillside Avenue. And as the fireman pointed out, my favorite subject, the seawall. Although theirs will be on my list also. I support you guys. God bless you. The city and its residents are about to suffer a financial catastrophe, not of their making, but again, a significant failure of the Groton city government to manage itself. It is fair to say Groton city government is a liability to city residents in both the town of Groton and the state of Connecticut, who will probably get sucked down the same money pit city Groton government has created with the poorly managed seawall project. Why say I do not know what was going on? I wasn't here. That's unacceptable. The 5 A's. Ask questions, actively seek answers, acknowledge those answers, and become accountable. Let's say you were a town councilor the past couple of years. You would have had the opportunity to ask questions and seek answers. Back in early 2024, you had the opportunity to hold a public hearing or just ask questions when the town was moving forward in their decision to use $1.4 million in ARPA funds for the seawall, but that never happened. In April of this year, you would have had the opportunity to ask questions when the town was moving forward on a request for $9.8 million from the Community Investment Fund for the seawall, but that never happened. The seawall project was described as a debacle at this April town council meeting. Town councilors and taxpayers deserved more information, but instead 2 town councilors purposely blocked any discussion about the seawall. In October of this year, another CIF application, and again no discussion by the town council, even though more information was requested, and a proposal that the city mayor Hendricks should come down and answer questions. More town councilors were becoming informed on their own, and this time the CIF application for $3 million received less support. The city council has its own problems. No studies on the granite block seawall were ever issued. In fact, the only study ever referred to by city staff was a Shore Avenue Road assessment done around 2014. On November 25th, I filed an FOIA request for this very document, but City Hall has been unable to produce it. No questions, no answers, no acknowledgement, no accountability, 0 supporting documents. It raises a lot of red flags. The BL company designed the seawall that also raises a lot of red flags. It is clear throughout the thoroughly engineered design of the seawall RFP that the utility lines are the responsibility of contractors to determine. Utility lines should be plain and simple for contractors. Call before you dig. Somehow a huge misstep by GU failing to accurately identify the location of their own utility lines, and the contractors not ensuring the information given by GU is accurate. More red flags. Soil conditions, what an unbelievable mess. Groton City Hall claims unknown soil conditions as an excuse. That's laughable, as City Hall never bothered to look for bedrock even when a boring showed no bedrock. How is it possible for BL companies who engineered a seawall designed to be anchored to bedrock not follow up on boring number 3, which indicated no bedrock? How is it possible for GZA, who was hired to oversee the seawall project, which included the RFP process in selecting a contractor, not understand the importance of the lack of bedrock as indicated in boring number 3? How does City Hall and GU staff and the former mayor not understand the importance of the lack of bedrock in boring number 3? It really comes down to the RFP process when a contractor asks about boring number 3 and the lack of bedrock. The answer given as part of the RFP process was that bedrock was assumed to be there. On November 25th, I also filed an FOIA request concerning this RFP question about boring number 3. I feel if BL companies or GZA supplied the answer bedrock assumed, they should be sued. However, my concern is City Hall approved that answer, bedrock assumed. In any case, the council should be asking questions and actively seeking answers. There's no excuse for the City Council to play the game, delay, deny, and defend. It would be nice if just one councilor could step up to the plate and ask questions. Hiding behind the comment, "We need to finish the wall first," is pure BS. This council has and will continue to pump millions more into the seawall if necessary. BL companies, Arborio, and GZA have all winter to write up more bills for a project that may end next spring. This council should also get busy this winter and start asking questions and getting answers. Who knows, maybe the town of Groton, the state of Connecticut, and the Community Investment Fund Board will start asking you questions. Will you be ready? I have 2 more active FOIA requests concerning the seawall. One is for a list of all costs going back to 2014, and the other for more general information to create a timeline of the seawall project for use by the public and the town and state officials. Thank you very much, and this problem's not going away. I'm not going to let you hide. So please, somebody ask questions and get some answers. And good luck to the fire department. Guys, I really wish you'd all come up here tonight. Can we pan the camera over to these guys and let the public see them? It'd be great. Thanks.
Is there anyone else here to speak?
Mr. D'Elia?
Evening. We're going to be taking notes tonight,
Oh.
so I can hand out for you. You pass those around, and we'll have to just
Need to
get
be
it.
on microphone.
Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Nick D'Elia, 31 Lincoln Drive, Gales Ferry, Connecticut. Some of you know me, some of you do not. So I'm going to have to go back a little bit and give you a little bit of history. My whole concept tonight is to talk about the transitions of fire departments and the transition of the City of Groton Fire Department. Okay? So again, my name is Nick D'Elia. First thing I want you to know, nobody called me. Nobody asked me to come up. Nobody asked me for help, right? I'm doing this because I grew up in this city, and I was fortunate enough to work in this city and take care of it, okay? So for me, 1976, I joined the Pioneer Hose Company, Company 1, up at headquarters. 1979, I got hired by Paquonic Bridge, went over there. 1997, I came back as the fire chief and fire marshal, and after 21 years, in 2018, I retired. I want to just explain a little bit why I feel comfortable talking to you. For the past 13 years, I've been traveling the country, doing community assessments, and writing recommendations and reports. I was also recruited by the Bobby Halton, who's the editor of Fire Engineering magazine, to write up some articles and presentations. And I do that at the national level. I've taught at Texas A&M and at the largest fire training seminar in the country, the Fire Department Instructors Conference in Indiana. All right, let's start at the beginning. 1976, we got 12 career people, and we have 32 active, we call them call men at the time. Each company had 16 members that were on the call list, so that's 32 volunteers. And this was a solid group. It took me a year when I joined as a volunteer to get into the call list. Now, the call men received a small financial thing once a year, usually to pay for turnout gear, because we didn't give it to them then, or I didn't get it then, but mainly for burnt clothes, gas, stuff like that. 1997, I came back. We had 12 career firefighters. We had 24 callmen. Company 1 had 16, with about a third of those being fire police, and Company 2 had about 8. I should mention, let me back up. I should mention in 1976 we did a little less than 300 calls. In 1997, when I arrived, I think we were doing like 380 calls. Let's talk about today, or when I left in 2018. We have 15 career personnel. We have no more volunteers. The last one quit when I retired. And they're doing 1,300 calls a year. So we'll talk more about those numbers later. So let's talk about response changes that's happened. Again, we hired some of our volunteers. We got some of our volunteers hired at other places. But the end result is we don't have any more. OSHA, so these are some of the things that impacted us and some of the reactions we made. So many years ago, OSHA came out with a 2-in, 2-out rule. Basically, that says you cannot go into a building by yourself. You cannot go into a building with just 2 people. There has to be 2 people outside to come get you if there's a problem. Makes sense, right? Okay. Similar to a confined space, because we can consider both of those immediately dangerous to life and health atmospheres. If I'm going into a manhole, it could be an IDLH atmosphere. If I go into a smoky house, it's an IDLH atmosphere. What do we do about it? Well, at our safety committee meeting one day, I should say, chairman suggested we needed help, and we needed help immediately. So we cut a deal with EB and Pfizer's. If the dispatcher received a second call, a second source, now that could be a police officer pulling in and saying, yeah, this is a fire, whatever, then we would get 2 firefighters either out of EB Monday through Friday, or out of Pfizer's on the weekend, because EB didn't have the people. Their sole purpose was to stand in the front lawn, follow the hose, and make sure they know where people are. Okay?
Chief, I'm just going to give you a warning. You've got 1 minute left.
Oh, that's not good. All right, let's go to the last page. Because this is what it comes down to. In 1976, there were 32 callmen, 16 at each company. There were 12 career firefighters, and there were 300 calls. 1997, 24 callmen, still the 12 people, and 400 calls. In 2000, we added some more people. Today, there are 0 folks, 15 career, and 1,300 calls. That means we have 25% more people and 225% more calls. One thing that's really important I need you to highlight is on the bottom of number 6. I need you to watch the video on the change, the difference between the we call the legacy furniture and today's furniture. This furniture is nothing but solid gasoline, right? The difference in times. So legacy took 29 and a half minutes to go to what we call flashover, where everything's on fire. In the modern furniture, 3 minutes, 40 seconds. So that means it's 87.3% faster, percent factor, or 17.6 times factor. That's what we're battling. Thank you.
Thank
Any
you.
questions?
We can't ask questions, but I'm going to ask when this gets referred to committee, if you would agree that we allow the chairperson to contact you so that you could come in and share that information at the committee level.
I'll bring the video.
That'd be great. Thank you,
I
Chief.
really recommend you look at that video. You only have to watch it once.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, thank you.
Do we have anyone else who would like to speak tonight? Okay. Then we will move on to responsive citizens' petitions and comments. Anyone have any questions, specific? Clarifying questions? No? Clarifying questions? Okay. Seeing none, we will move on to approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the mayor and council meeting minutes of 12/1/25?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any corrections? Are there any corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? That passes unanimously. And I will take a motion to approve the committee of the whole meeting minutes of 12/8/25.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. Any corrections? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That was unanimous. So those meeting minutes are all approved. Communications and reports. I will start with Counselor Norris.
Nothing to report.
Counselor Johns.
Yeah, just wanted to say the kids in our city had a really wonderful time yesterday. Seeing Santa and Mrs. Claus riding around in the car. So we just want to thank everybody for participating in that. It makes our city a little bit happier during this time of year.
Thank you, Counselor Johns. Counselor Piazza.
Just that the Rules Committee met and we presented changes and what we think would be better, and we're voting on that tonight. And I want to thank the Rules Committee for meeting, and Mayor Rusk, and also our City Clerk Danny for coming and pitching in anything to offer to make things run better. Thank you.
Counselor West.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Your microphone, sir. Thank you.
All right. I attended the first night of the 35th RTM where RTM members were sworn in. If you were not there, that means you, Councilor Norris, you got to go down to Town Hall and get sworn in person in order to be sworn in. And I had the honor and privilege of being elected the moderator again for this upcoming term. Another communication, not that I received here in this capacity, but I wanted to spread it out for folks in the community. If you are available on January 21st at 3:30 in the Town Hall Annex CR2, they're going to have a Complete Streets Committee meeting where we're looking at trying to promote bike programs here in the town, and I'd love to include the city in that as well. It's going to be my first meeting, but I'm really excited about seeing what we can do, and one of the big pushes that I'd like to see is getting more bikes and helmets in the youth's hands around here, so I'll be reaching out to the Youth Advisory Committee as well in the future. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor.
I forgot to mention on November 20th, attending the Police and Community Together meeting, a special meeting with the mayor, Julia Parker, Chief Burton, Captain Lato, Holly Butler of the community, and I know there were a couple of more folks that I don't remember their names, but they also came out. So that was my first meeting for that, and I think it's outstanding. And of course, discussing about cameras and so forth for speeding on our streets. So that was discussed, and obviously we have something we hope to implement in the future. So that was a very good discussion there. And again, attended the Rules Committee, not this past Saturday, Saturday before, with Council Piazza and Council Ambra, and I think we did a great job on the Rules Committee that we are voting on tonight. So thank you both for your assistance, as well as the mayor and Danny. So it was great. So I think that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I would like to start my communications with a moment of silence in honor of Tim Umritz, who passed away on February 24th. Tim served as in the city of Groton for 47 years, retiring as the Public Works Foreman, which is what the Public Works Director was called previously, in 2021. So if we can all just take a moment of silence, please. Thank you. I want to announce that Beverly Washington resigned her seat on the city council. If you are a city resident and you're interested in filling the open position, please contact the mayor's office. The number is 860-446-4103, or you can email mayor@cityofgroton-ct.gov. It's been a busy 2 weeks since our last meeting, so I want to say congratulations to the Town of Groton Council and RTM who were recently sworn in, and a special congratulations to Town of Mayor Juliette Parker and RTM Moderator J.C. Amboise. Congratulations. The City of Groton hosted their annual holiday festival on December 7th. Thank you to the Police Department, Fire Department, St. John's Christian Church, and Sacred Heart Choir for making it a wonderful event. On December 6th, Fort Griswold held a wonderful holiday open house. I hope everyone was able to make that. A special thank you to the City of Groton Police Department for their annual Stuff a Cruiser. Thank you to everybody who donated. Together, we were able to stuff 2.5 cruisers full of toys, coats, and food donations that were given to Groton Human Services. I believe their toy donation is this Friday. Avery Cop Museum hosted a wonderful open house on December 7th. I joined Lieutenant Governor Susan Beitzowitz for a kickoff of the Lieutenant Governor's Computing Challenge at Groton Middle School, which was the proclamation that I read from the governor. More information can be found on the Lieutenant Governor's website as well as on the Groton Public Schools Facebook page if you are interested in that. I had an incredible opportunity to attend the grand reopening of the USO New England at the Naval Submarine Base on December 7th. This is a beautiful space open to all active duty military and military personnel and their families. So if you have the opportunity to check that out, it's absolutely lovely. Thank you to Parks and Rec for a fantastic pop-up market on Sunday. The next market will be held on Sunday, January 11th, for those of you who would like to attend. And thank you to everyone who came out to see Santa in the city. Thank you to the police and fire departments for their escorts. It was wonderful, truly, to see so much holiday joy. Upcoming events, the PACT meeting is this Thursday at 5:30, thank you, right here. Friday, United Way of Southeastern Connecticut hosts their mobile food pantry at St. John's Christian Church. It's from 12:30 to 1:30. All are welcome. And Friday, December 19th, also from 6 to 8 p.m. is trivia night here at the Municipal online at City of Groton. We have a couple building closures. The Municipal building will be closed on Thursday, December 25th and Thursday, January 1st. Trash pickup that is normally picked up on those Thursdays will be picked up on Friday instead. If you have any questions, please contact the City of Groton Highway Department at 860-446-4127. And just in closing, we have a lot of open positions for boards and commissions. If you're interested in serving on a board or commission, please contact the mayor's office. Again, 860-446-4103. Thank you. With no objection, I'm going to move committee referrals to after new business. Is everyone okay with that? Any objections? Okay, thank you. Then we'll move on to new business. Deputy Mayor.
And Resolution R-25-12-107. Therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and council approve the selection of the preferred proposal submitted by Dacra Tech LLC, 450 East Devon Avenue, Suite 100, at Itasca, Illinois, 60143-1266, for the Automated Traffic Enforcement Safety Device, ATESD system. I so move.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 That passes unanimously. Councilor Piazza.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution R-25-12-108. Therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and council adopt the rules of procedure to govern the city council, City of Groton, and of Groton, Connecticut. I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, those in favor?
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Counselor Amboise.
Okay, R-25-12-109, resolution that the mayor and council initially approve the settlement of litigation and the acquisition of property associated with Avery Brook, whereas the city of Groton is a party to litigation entitled the City of Groton versus the Town of Ledyard, Planning and Zoning Commission et al., docket number HD-LND-CV-24-619-4782-S. And whereas said litigation concerns affect matters Avery Brook and related to property interests, and whereas the city attorney has negotiated a proposed stipulation to judgment, the stipulation to resolve said litigation, and whereas the stipulation provides inter alia for the acquisition of the city of Groton at no cost of two certain portions of property known as 94 Starters Wharf Road, Ledyard, Connecticut, consisting of approximately 1.37 acres of land, and whereas the acquisition of said property is in the best interest of the city of Groton, including but not limited to environmental protection, watershed management, and the resolution of pending litigation, and whereas the mayor and council find that approval of said stipulation and authorization of the actions required thereunder are appropriate and necessary, and whereas the resolution shall become effective upon passage. Therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and council authorize the city attorney to settle the following litigation: City of Groton versus Town of Ledyard Planning and Zoning Commission et al., docket number HHD-LND-CV-24-619-4782-7, upon the terms and conditions set forth in the proposed stipulation to judgment, a copy of which is attached to the resolution and made a part hereof, which stipulation includes, inter alia, the acquisition by the city at no cost of two certain portions of property known as 94 Starters Wharf Road, Ledyard, Connecticut, consisting of approximately 1.37 acres of land. Be it further resolved that the city attorney is authorized to furtherance of this resolution to execute and deliver the stipulation and such other related documents, and to take such other acts in the name of and on behalf of the city of Groton, which, in the opinion of the city attorney, are necessary, proper, and convenient. Such authority shall include, but not be limited to, the execution and delivery of any amendments to the stipulation, but only after consultation with the approval by the mayor, and be it further resolved that the mayor is hereby authorized and directed to work with the city attorney in furtherance of the settlement of said litigation.
I so move.
All right.
If you can say I so move at the end.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Just a reminder, this is the initial reading and approval of this, and there will be a final reading and approval. Any questions or comments? Yes.
It's just for clarification, so when we are reading these resolutions, are we just reading, which we usually have, so I just want to be clear that we usually read the therefore be it resolved?
You can.
Or are
just-
we seeing, or are we doing the whereas? Are we reading all the whereas, or?
You can read all the whereases if
Okay.
you would like.
Okay.
There's nothing against that.
Okay.
But you can just read the
All right,
therefore be
just
resolved.
clarifying.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yes, you're
Want to
welcome.
make sure we're doing it properly. All right.
Any other questions? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that was unanimous. All right, we're going to go back to committee referrals. So thank you to everyone for submitting your committee requests. The Public Safety Committee and Public Works Committee will be chaired by Councilor Amboise, along, and also be with Councilor Piazza and Councilor Norris. Community Development and Park and Recreation will be chaired by Councilor Piazza, and also have Councilor Johns and Councilor Amboise. The Finance and Economic Development Committee will be chaired by Councilor Norris, and we'll also have Deputy Mayor Sheffield and whomever our new councilor is. And then the Rules Committee still is chaired by Councilor Sheffield with Councilor Piazza and Councilor Amboise if we need to go back to a Rules Committee meeting. Our Beach and Park Liaison will be Councilor Johns. That meeting is the second Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And Councilor Norris, are you available to be the liaison for the EDC committee meeting, which is the first Wednesday at 7 o'clock?
Yes.
Thank you. And then our retirement board was previously assigned, a liaison was previously assigned to Counselor Amboise. So referrals to the Public Safety and Public Works Committee. I am referring Fire Department staffing. We've talked to our fire department a number of times. They are here tonight, quite a few members. They have sent you an email. I have a copy of it if you would like it tonight. I would like you to meet with the fire department union and the fire chief and talk about staffing levels, determine what would be appropriate staffing, how we can look at funding that, and I will leave that in your hands for you to come back and speak with the council at a committee of the whole. To our Community Development and Parks and Rec Department, or committee, during the campaign, we talked a lot about talking about a beautification committee. That was something that the town is doing currently. I do have some information for the chair. That is what the town is doing. That's what their goals are. That does not mean that that has to be your goals. That is for you guys to come up with as a committee on what you would like to do. I don't currently have anything for finance and economic development, but I guarantee something will come up. Is everybody clear on their roles? Any questions, concerns? Yes.
Is community development in there or within?
Community development and Parks and Rec are all together.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And are we, so I've been working for a very long time on arts in the city. So is that staying?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
And if you look at the goals of the beautification committee, that is one of their goals. It doesn't have to be your goal. You can have that as a separate committee.
Okay.
Or committee goal. And we do have a staff who is interested in being the liaison for the beautification committee. So we can talk about that more at the committee level.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, comments?
Madam Mayor, is it
Yes.
possible to email everything you just highlighted?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And if for some reason your committee assignment doesn't work, just please let me know. Okay? Any other questions or concerns about committee assignments? Yes.
And are we confirming how often and when we're meeting?
So the goal
Or
would
just
be,
repeating?
I don't see this being you're meeting once a month. It
Okay.
is, your goal is to complete that assignment, whatever is in front of you. So if you need to meet once to make a decision, that's great. If you need to meet weekly to make a decision on what you want to present back to the full council, then that's your assignment as the chair to make those. I do ask that you, when you come up with a date and time, that you please talk to the clerk so that she can notify that and make sure that we're following all FOIA rules. And, okay?
Madam Mayor.
Yes.
Again, just to clarify, part of our rules state when we have a referral that we have to report back within 60 days or it gets removed. So
My apologies, yes.
with what referral was brought to public safety, we'll have multiple meetings and meet that deadline so that we can report back to the full council.
Thank you. My apologies. 60 days.
Madam
Okay.
Mayor, I'm awfully sorry
Yes.
to interrupt, but when we have committee meetings, since we have no specific dates, I think I heard you say pass that information on to the clerk, but will they be posted as special meetings to the public?
They are all special meetings, yes.
Thank you.
Yes, because anything that's not notified to the Secretary of State is a special meeting. Yes.
And Council Norris, to further elaborate, if we do have committee meetings, we need to follow the FOIA rules, follow the rules of the city council, and keep the minutes and then deliver them to the city clerk in compliance with FOIA by no more than 6 days. So if you just sent an email or sent those draft minutes so that they can have them, so that if the public needed them, they'd be available for them to read.
So in the past,
Thank you, I am aware, but I think it was nice that you reminded everyone of that so the general public understands also.
additionally, it has been the role of the chair to take those minutes, but you are welcome as the chair to assign somebody else to take minutes, as long as somebody knows that is their job. Any other questions? Oh, we have a guest. Love that. Anyone else have any other questions? Okay, then I will take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, that was unanimous. It is 8:16. Thank you, everyone.
Recording stopped.
If you want this as well.
Oh, thank you.
That's the firefighter union letter. If you can take a peek at that, and Chris, you as well,